Hi, this is Lynne Suszek, and this is the video church. If I had a, let me turn it off. If I had a church, physical church, and I was doing the speaking every week, I have many subjects that I would talk about, and I am going to do two of them today. Probably two videos. So first of all, I got my third published book. And I was so excited about it. I already talked about it in two other videos, even though I didn't have it in my hands. But today, I have it in my hands. It is called Undercover Miracle Team. And it is, as you see, it's emergency technician, and this is just, to me, totally impressive, and I say that even though I wrote it myself. I just impressed with God. God gave me this idea, and the more I think about it, the more ingenious it seems to be. And I hope that the world catches on. I hope that the church eventually realizes the value of this book, and that copies are going to be used as that churches are going to buy them by the truckload and have them available for people to do Bible study. And anyway, to tell you more about it, what this is a bunch of, it's a novel or novella, small novel, based on true testimonies. So what we have here is a story that's fictional, written, but each event is based on a true miracle that we know about or experienced ourselves. So we have so many, and instead of telling them about them all the time, now I have a book that what it does is it takes you through experiencing miracles in detail. And the first chapter is the people that went on a missions trip, and it's a short book. I kept the details short because it's so powerful. I didn't want to take away from the actual power of the miracle. When I read them, I get emotional. I start to tear up, because the Holy Spirit is just like right there, like getting excited again at the idea of raising the dead and people their lives being saved in faith. So the first chapter is it describes a group of Christians that went to Uganda to minister to people and preach the gospel. And what they did was they were prepared to do in faith, whatever necessary, raise the dead, heal the sick, in a way to preach and minister to people and bring them to Christ. First by miracles, which always works. You rarely, I don't know if you can do a miracle and save someone alive and they're not interested in knowing who this Jesus is. So supposedly, I'm sure it's possible, but we're not going to even talk about that. So they start off that the first person, it's a fictional person, and I describe that he's a detective in the United States, and the rest of the team somehow was a bunch of emergency technicians, paramedics, nurses, people that drive, are in ambulances, people that see life and death situations, emergency room, things like that. And a dead person is raised first thing, and you experience that with them. You can, for me, I can hear, like, I feel like I'm right there. So I hope that you feel that with each experience. And then they talk about it together, like a small group. They went to Uganda, they came back, and then these people, they meet privately, and they talk about the feeling of futility in telling people about what happened because of the unbelief and the strong difference of belief in the church here, and how we don't usually talk about miracles in the church, that they just aren't happening. It's like all up to God. So anyway, they talk about developing using their faith and believing for miracles on the job. And that is what this story is about. And to me, it's like, this is wow. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with, not myself, but with God. And I feel privileged to have this story. And what it does is it just brings you through miracle after miracle and helps train your heart to believe. And there'll be, hopefully, I could do many more of these in a series. So far it's called Undercover Miracle Team, and the reason it's undercover is explained in the book. So I pray that you will be interested. It's on Kindle and in print, and it's on Amazon and other places. I've looked it up and even ordered from Borders isn't open anymore, Barnes & Noble. And if you look it up anywhere and find it, please let me know where you found it, if it's somewhere else. I'm interested. And I want to stir up sales through search engines for no cost to you. You could help me by looking it up a lot, like looking it up in wherever, Google. And if you would do a review on it, especially read it. It's a short read. It's short enough to read it in an hour. So that's how it is right now. I pray that it becomes a movie someday. Big aspirations on my part, but that's how we it's a faith thing, right? So this is, again, I'm talking about my book, my third book. It's about miracles and helping you stir up your faith for seeing your miracles. Now the big thing about this is, in one of the last chapters, I go through my own accident that happened to me in 1985. The person that went through it in the book is not me exactly, but it's got all the same information. And then instead of the sad ending of continuing to be paralyzed, which is what happened due to my not knowing any better with faith, I applied as if I did and came out of it. So my accident turned out to be, in this book, a person that had the same exact circumstances but came out of it because they applied their faith the way that I now know how to do it. And based on other miracles that I have heard personally about becoming unparalyzed, I used so it's a combination of a real accident and a recovery. And then comments afterwards by the team. So I'm just a little overwhelmed with the story and excited about it, and I hope that I can stir up your interest and ask you to read it and comment and review on Amazon. Thank you and happy reading.